We're here. Hello, ladies. This little film is about my relationship with Julian.
Hello.
And Julian is the pincher. Some of you might have watched it on Instagram, but Julian is a professional pincher. His mother invented the pinch and it's called Remodelage. And I do it erratically, don't I? Erratically.
Yeah.
He's even developed, you've got a new card for me, but on the back is an old card.
Yeah.
And it's really done, I think, because even though I'm finding my weight and I'm actually really comfortable in my weight, I've never been more comfortable in my weight in my life. I'm very aware that there's this sort of saggy friend and a bit of cellulite, and there's the croissant and the ice cream and everything. So I kind of then, you know, it's like the end of summer, so in a way I should have been here at the beginning of summer more, but I was busy and you were busy and we couldn't get it together. So here's coming into autumn. Nobody's going to see me in my bikini, but I just wanted to show you. So I'm going to strip off. What are we going to start with?
Okay, so we'll start with measuring to see how the summer has been for you.
Isn't that just delightful? The lovely Frenchman says, I want to see how the summer has been for you. But this is kind of, you know, we all have a sense of what our measurement should be, perhaps. And some of us, look, I have to even check if I got my knickers on the right way around or not before I strip off. But basically, you know, my sort of, I'm the kind of woman who, I'm great in clothes, but basically I have a long body and I have a slightly saggy bottom and I have short legs. So anything I can do to make the shape of my legs good makes me feel better. Whereas a woman with really long legs doesn't worry about that so much because she's got a lot of place in which to shape the leg. And I also have cankles. Do you know what a cankle is, Julian?
I'm not sure, but...
Just think, what is a cankle? What do you think it is?
I don't know. Is it related to some part of the body? Like,
It's where a calf and ankle has no definition.
Okay, sure.
So it's called a cankle in England.
Fair enough.
And I want you to give me an ankle.
Okay, we'll do that.
Wow, that would be great. But yeah, so I've always felt that I was pear-shaped because I carried my weight here.
Yeah.
But when I look in the mirror nowadays, I have actually got quite broad shoulders. And I think we all suffer from a little bit of body dysmorphia. And I think when I was younger, I really suffered from it because I'd look in the mirror and I'd think I'm one big pear. And most people look in the mirror and say you're relatively skinny. But you know, the sort of, the tone of one's skin is as important as the muscle definition. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I definitely know what you mean. The idea for us is really to help redefining these areas that tend to build up with time, to shrink a little bit where you want to shrink, and of course with the help of what you do on the side, as in training, as in eating with care, helps us reshape what you...
I mean, that's what he suggests. Like. What I want is that I eat what I want and I hardly ever exercise and Julian can sort out the rest.
I do the hard job.
That would be the ideal thing, to just lie down and just don't have to bother to go on that exercise machine. Also, my shoulder's hurting at the moment, so I can't do much Pilates or anything because I've got a neck problem. So it's like, I'm really worried going into winter and preempting the thought that my injuries are going to prevent me doing much exercise, and you're my only chance.
Okay.
Because I can't get another 12 months and think, whoa, okay.
Yeah, we'll help you go through the winter smoothly and have a nice body shape by then. Okay.
Okay, so
let's start with the measurements. Shall we focus on the legs for today?
Yeah,
the arms?
yeah. Oh, Julian also does stomach definition like nobody else.
What?
Yes, it's kind of, it's like miraculous. And for me, can I just show you my tummy at the moment?
Yes,
It's not
sure.
bad. I mean, I've eaten all summer. You know?
It looks pretty good.
It's not bad.
No,
Okay. When I first came to see Julian, he actually took, how much did you get? I mean, if I look at what Julian did in his heyday with me, which was actually last year, we started off at, I don't know what this is.
So that's the stomach.
The stomach. It was 73.
So it went down to 72, but it's not really the problem. It was more so looking at the waist where we've lost.
89 to 84.
Yeah.
That's pretty bloody amazing, isn't it? And then I went up to 87, but that was many ice creams. And then 104 on the hips to 101.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? That's really great, actually. 58 on the thighs to 58 again. The thigh is a tough one.
Yeah.
The thigh just doesn't want to budge.
The idea for us is more so to tone the thighs, to give the skin a better aspect as well.
Yeah.
It's not just about volume loss, but also the skin aspect. So that's what we're looking for.
Okay.
As well.
All right. So yeah, I agree with you. And the calf, which is a really hard one because that's about changing the position of the cankle, really, is 38.5. We went to 37.75. But the true light of day and the summer, we're now going to see where I'm at.
Exactly.
Okay, you can wind this bit forward.
What are we doing?
Should we just do, let's do the waist. We can do the waist?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
So it's going to be
It's the kind of thing in life that when you are in a changing room and they have really shitty mirrors and they're downward facing mirrors and you trying on that bikini going into summer and the kind of, the light is just like the cellulite enhancer, you know, because it goes down like that and you think, oh my God, that's what the sun would do during the day on a beach.
So we're at 84.5, which is good because you're down from when I saw you in July, so that's
God,
pretty
that's
positive
relief.
thing.
That's for what? My waist?
That's for the waist. yeah.
Okay, that's good.
You were up at 87, but I think you were quite bloated at the time.
Yeah,
so
he's
it's-
talking about my permanent constipation.
Sorry.
But I was bloated actually, I was really
Okay.
badly bloated.
Do you want to join the feet?
Join the feet. So we join the feet to give the full momentum to the thigh.
So 1.9.
Spot 9.
So we're a little above here,
Okay.
like half a centimeter or less.
Okay.
Would you turn on your side, please, with the thighs now?
Yeah.
Open your legs a little bit. Thank you so much. 58.5. So
The same, it's just not budging.
it's fine.
I mean, this is the thing, because like Zara medium is a bit of an issue at the moment on the thigh area. And I suppose I just was so used to a medium for a long time. In fact, I was a Zara small for years, but we know Zara just, God knows what they do with their sizing. But
You're on
a medium height.
59, so you're a bit higher than what we were before, half a centimeter.
in
as
what?
well.
On what?
On the thighs, so that's consistent with what we've seen.
Consistent with what? I mean, you know, this is all a personal thing, because some people might say, well, that's fine, I'm 43 or I'm 70. But I think it's all how you feel about your body and the relationship you have with your body. So I kind of, for me, when I look at these measurements, I think, okay, Julian, fine, but all I really is like, let's just tone it a bit. You know, that's what I want. I just want to tone it a bit. And also things that I've always felt very comfortable with my arms. And I've always worn this shaped top. So I, you know, when there's a season where it's a long skirt and a sleeveless top, I'm like in heaven. But I need to take care of this bit. That's the one thing, because I don't want to wake up one day and think I can't wear a sleeveless top, because I've always relied on that to feel sexy. And that's my décolleté, weirdly. You know, having that razor back thing. So it's like if a woman has a décolleté, take care of that décolleté, take care of that skin. It's really important, because you always want to feel, you could always want to show it. And at one stage you might think, I can't show it anymore. And there will always probably be that stage for every woman, but you know, it depends how you look after your skin as to where that would be. So that's why I do the dry brushing, and when Julian's not there, I mean, Julian, I showed them all day summer, the pinching. I was permanently pinching, doing your pinch.
Activating
So when I'm not with
circulation.
Julian, I pinch. And this is the man. Whenever I'm doing this in the video, going pinch, 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 it's because he taught me. Okay. All right,
So let's get
the party started.
the party.
So back or front?
So you lie on your back.
I'm gonna lie on my back, okay?
So as you will see, we'll always start with the stomach, since it's where all the magic happens.
The stomach, okay. Why is that when you say it's where, why do you target the stomach even if it's about here?
Because the idea is to stimulate the digestion. I mean, it's all a matter of flows, basically. So if your digestion is not working well, you're getting bloated, and it takes more for you to lose weight, and that's the starting point.
Yeah.
Plus, with the stress and all the emotions tend to kind of locate into the stomach, so we really want
that's
to...
so true, because whenever, should we turn the music down a tiny bit? Not off, because it's really lovely, but just a tiny bit, thank you. I think, I don't know how many of you feel that, but my lack of being able to go to the loo is so connected to my stress levels. It's really like...
It is, so the idea is to try and help that as well. And then we'll go to the other areas of the body.
What I didn't say is that it's quite painful.
Okay.
I'm pretending I have a question from home. How do you regulate your digestion to make it work better?
So you regulate your digestion first by what you eat. That's That's the first thing. You want to have a pretty varied diet and try to eat at regular hours and be pretty sensible on what you eat. Basically, it's just common sense, but try to avoid heavy dinners and try to avoid eating too much carbs in the evenings, for example. And at the end of the day, it's more so a question of you listening to your body and to try to build up with experience what your body doesn't like and what you shouldn't eat at certain times. And then it's a matter of regularity, because the body is quite chronologically, I mean, it likes regular stuff. Sleeping well as well is helping with digestion. So that's pretty much that's a few tips, I would say.
Thank you.
So you're gonna take a deep breath. Again.
So, tell me why you have to pinch so hard. Just remind me of that. Yeah.
Well, it feels like pinching, but the idea is not so much to pinch, it's more so to locate where we can find points of blockage in the skin, in the deeper layer of the skin.
As a tissue.
Yeah.
Okay, right in the tissue.
Exactly, the adipose tissue, which is the...
Do you ever bruise people, Julia?
I mean, it might happen from time to time, like for people who have like weak capillary vessels, but generally it only happens during the first couple of sessions, and then as soon as we've started to stimulate the circulation again, it gets better. So yes, but no.
Yes, but no. Okay, yes, but no. And when some people not watching might think how quickly you see results, so I kind of know that I maybe saw you 6 times and I began to really see a difference.
Yeah. Especially
Especially like after even 2 with Julian on the stomach, I really began to see that tone come back to my stomach that I hadn't seen for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think that menopause, for those of you watching who are near that stage, or you could be perimenopausal, it's the biggest change I think a woman feels is around her stomach area. And you know, anyone who is pear-shaped generally has a flatter stomach, and anyone who has boobs and is short-waisted has more of a tummy. So for me, I never had a tummy. And so then developing a little tummy was okay, but it meant always in trousers, I had a little tummy. So, and foods affected me more. I think as you get older, your ability to digest food is your metabolism is slower, so your processing of the food is slower. Also, the ability for your stomach to regain its muscle fiber and to stay tight and hold your stomach in when you've eaten a lot, that's kind of gone.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. It's a combination, and very often the hormonal change makes that the upper body is tending to build up rather than the lower body.
Soothing music is meant to kind of make you feel that it's like so.
So as you'll see, we'll work on the arms as well. The idea is really to dynamize the circulation in all body parts, and as well to...
So tell me, I want to ask you something about your mum, because Julian's mum started how long ago?
20 years ago this year.
And what we have to consider, any of you watching who's English, is our French cousins somehow always have great legs and a stomach. Now sometimes they smell of cider vinegar, because I don't know, they drink cider vinegar a lot, so the breath might be bad, but they so look after. Sorry, French ladies, you're gorgeous and we admire you so much, your English cousins. But you know, there is that kind of secrets they go to in Paris, and one big secret is Julian's mum.
Yeah.
And I think that she really pioneered the concept of this.
Yes, I mean, in France that's kind of more common to have like slimming massage or anti-cellulite massage.
Or massotherapy. Or,
exactly,
yeah.
And what she's developed was kind of blending basically a more traditional approach of the massage to her knowledges in Chinese medicine. She's a trained acupuncturist, And in psychology, she studied psychology in university, and the idea is really to help women to get control over their body and have a better self-acceptance at the same time. So it's quite an innovative way of seeing things, not just focusing on the aesthetic aspect of it, but also on the well-being aspect of it.
Yeah. So she sees all shapes and sizes, all ages.
Yes.
And she's in Paris.
She's in Paris, yeah.
But you know, it's difficult when somebody innovates something and there's just them. So thank God you decided to go in family business.
Yes.
So Julian heads up London, and now you have New York as well at Saks.
We have New York at Saks. We have Geneva, Brussels, and Madrid.
Any of you in those locations, Madrid fan club. I have a lovely ladies in Madrid who follow me, Madrid fan club.
You can find us in Tacha in Madrid, on Castellana.
All right. So, and you do something which I haven't done yet, which I'd love to do today, but which is back in the old place, for the face.
Yeah, we have it's kind of the same approach. Of course, it's less painful for the face, but the idea is to stimulate the circulatory flow, to get rid of the expressive tensions that we might have, and yeah, little by little reshape a little bit the jawline and the face, and give you a better glow as well. So it works.
And you
very
learned
well.
it, yes.
I'm learning it next week.
Oh my God! Please, Julian, we need to do this one. So, tell me something. There might be ladies watching who
Yes.
could never afford to come to you.
Yes.
So what advice can we give them? Because they're looking at me lying in this lovely club, having you do it, and it's not £100, it's a little bit more. And so, you know, what advice can we help with them?
Well, one advice, the base of everything what we're doing here is circulation. So anything that can help with your circulation is most welcome. Basically, first thing you can do is just move. That sounds pretty simple, but that's the best thing you can do to your legs is just keep them moving. Try to do as many steps as you can every day. I mean, there's no need to go to the gym for 8 hours per week. It's just a matter of, like, on a daily basis, try to keep yourself moving.
Yeah.
Another thing is, again, anything that can help with your digestive circulation, as Trini was saying very clearly at the beginning. If your digestion is not working properly, if you don't go to the bathroom enough, there's no need to say that you will have more water retention, that you will struggle a lot more to lose your weight. So again, it's not a matter of taking laxatives, but the one tip I give very generally is just to take care of your breathing and try to breathe as much as you can through your stomach, as in inflating your stomach when you inhale and deflating really.
So I'm pushing it out
moving it
when I
around.
go, so
Exactly, you're creating a movement
like this.
in your intestines, so that's really helping with that. And for bloated patients, I've seen it many times, it really makes a difference.
So
Then you can
oxygenating your intestines, so thinking about
and
bringing it down in there.
exactly, and just creating a movement basically.
Simple, Chloe, but kind of we don't think about it.
No,
Do
no.
And you can auto massage your stomach as well. You know, it's not very complicated. You know, you just try deeply with the palm of your hand to try to make a movement, a circular movement, going in the sense of your digestive apparel of your
so is that
intestines.
going
Which
clockwise?
is
Exactly,
clockwise.
Clockwise, yeah.
Exactly. Not too hard, but try again. You think you want to get things out, basically.
Okay, but you don't need to go that hard. You can just be the continual movement is more
Exactly. It's more important to try to exercise a reasonable pressure, but a continuous movement.
important. Chloe's doing it as she's filming. I mean, that's how. kind
Ladies,
of-
do you want to see?
Yeah, she's doing it as she's filming. But I think it is really interesting that because I know I forget to breathe. I know it sounds weird to
Exactly.
breathe, but I will be like I'm holding my breath, and I spend so much time doing that, and the how much quicker I will become exhausted because I just lack of the oxygen.
I mean, people spend hours in a yoga class to just learn breathing. I mean, that's for a good reason.
So I can't get my head around that, Julian. concept
I
of
know.
yoga. It's just I'm not there yet.
I know.
Not there yet.
But just as a matter of fact, I mean, you can have the image of people are holding things and they stop their breathing, they limit it to their lungs, and that's holding, and you want to let go basically. So
Because my natural thing when I'm now not focusing on it is when I breathe, I do with my lung. I'm just doing that because now I forgot for a second. So it's like putting my hands on reminds me.
and it has a clear distressing effect, that breathing. There's a nerve going from your brain to your stomach called the vague nerve, and just releasing the tension on it by a deep exhale makes you feel better instantaneously. So when you feel stressed, that's as well a good way of doing things. So fresh water as well on the legs to help you get rid of water retention.
What do you mean when you say fresh water on legs?
Like cold water, basically, when at the end of your shower. Avoid, if you can, taking long hot bath, because it clearly dilates your blood vessels and weakens even further your circulation. So you will have water retention, and that ends up creating more cellulite.
Yeah.
So
avoid hot baths.
yeah, long hot bath are
Yeah.
like a killer. I know that it's a very popular thing for British women.
It's so
but
popular for British women. I mean, I tend to now, when I have a long hot bath, I actually take my lower legs out and I put them out, because I know already now, I feel that water retention building.
exactly.
And I feel that heaviness in my leg, and sometimes we're really exhausted, and what we want most is to ease our body. So what I sometimes do is I put Epsom salts in the bath, which is kind of releasing toxins, so it counteracts too much that sense of just expanding your blood vessel. At least there's a detoxification going on.
Yeah, but just you can finish by a 1 minute cold shower on your legs. It helps constraining the vessels and getting the circulation.
And you really
to work
think
better.
just doing that every day? What about dry brushing? Because I love dry brushing.
It's a good tool. I mean, it's not the ultimate solution, but it's a good complement. It complements well.
Yeah.
A good, I would say, legs hygiene, if I may put it like that. So it's a good practice. It helps capillary circulation to come to the surface. So again, it oxygenates the tissue, and that's what we want to happen.
Yeah.
And I know that's something that it's not very popular here in the UK, but compression tights as well.
Yeah, you're such a, like, when I was traveling, Gilles was saying you have to go and you have to buy these compression tights. And I ordered them, they were like 80 euros.
Yeah,
and they were
expensive.
like a really like 120, 180 denier tight, but all the way up.
Yeah.
Which I kind of thought, and I didn't end up wearing them. I have worn DVT socks, but then you really believe in it, don't you?
I mean, I do believe in it. I mean, my mother is wearing them every day for work. I mean, she stands up. My mother still does that like 12 hours a day, every day. She wouldn't tell, but somewhere she was born in the early 50s.
Okay,
and she has like fantastic legs thanks to that.
Okay, so then what we'll do at the end of this, because will you give me the name of them again, because they're quite difficult to get hold of, the ones you said, and I want to try them again because I don't know where they are now, and I want to actually try it for winter. Yeah, because I do find if I'm running around all day, and I'm going to do a lot of standing on stands, because we're doing a bit of stuff with Trinity London, which is going in store a bit, and standing all day long, if you're a hairdresser, if you're working in a store, it's like,
it's the worst.
So, okay, let's do it, ladies. And the other thing I think I want to say, because when I listen to you, and I'm sure you feel this, Chloe, I feel I want to try all of this, and then we end up just having a good intention, and then not doing it. So what we can do, because we've all done this a bit, ladies, with sugar and everything, is we could just say, should we make a commitment that for the month of whatever, I don't know when we're going to send this movie out, but let's say the month of October, we're going to just try it. So any of you, if you have heavy legs, tired legs, we're going to try some of these things. We're going to be careful about our digestion a bit. We're going to see about doing the breathing. We're going to try and do a shorter bath. We're going to maybe do the cold afterwards. And let's just see how it is, because I think if you do even 2 weeks of focus on something, and then you think, actually, my God, that benefit, and that's when it makes you committed to continue.
The point is that regularity is the key to all of these practices. You have to be consistent with them, because
It's like my sugar addiction. There's an irregularity about how often I stop sugar. But when I stop it, I feel great. And, you know, it's like stopping smoking, stopping sugar, all these things.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't want people to watch these films and think, there's so many bloody things to do, but it's like we want to give you a selection to choose from. That's the thing. Always to know what's out there and be equipped to decide what you want to do. That's really it.
And wish you to be more consistent than us in
I know,
keeping
I
it.
wish you to be more consistent. Well, you know what, Chloe, we are... Yeah, I think we've been working so madly that consistency has been... The consistency we've had is working hard. And sometimes when you put something else in front of your own body, ultimately your body will tell you I've had enough. And I think Chloe and I have got to the end of the summer feeling quite exhausted. I'm kind of better now, but I know Chloe's exhausted, so she's going to be, you know, getting re-energized, and I'm going to be... I'm making a daily effort now, actually. I've never felt so good as I do now in my entire life, Julian. Can I just tell you that?
Wow.
And just certain things have happened in the last few months, but my stress levels are down. I feel calm. I feel really fundamentally happy. I've exchanged on my house, which was a huge burden, so that kind of, you know, alleviates that tension and worry, financial worry. And my business is really exciting. I feel this excitement in the air around it, which is just so tremendously stimulating. I don't know what the future will bring, but it's just, well, I think one has to acknowledge when times are good and when one's excited, and I really am.
Great.
Yeah, I really am.
Great.
Yeah. So it goes on like this, and goes on like this. So we'll come back at the end, or we could just even finish here. We could finish here, because I'm going to turn around soon. I don't know if I want Chloe to film up my bottom, but Julian's going to basically do the same on the other side, and the tummy is probably the most painful place. Actually, now I just say it before he gets onto my calf.
Yeah, calves retain a lot of toxins. So,
the calves are like
really?
eating up my toxins.
Interesting.
yeah, but we
Do
produce
they?
them.
Why do they have so much toxin?
It's just as a matter of fact, the toxins we produce them as the way we use our muscles.
Yeah.
And the further you get into the extremity of your body, as in near the feet, the weaker is the circulatory flow. As in, we don't work enough, and all the flow needs to come upwards. So some of the toxins that we produce with our cows, they tend to stay there, and unfortunately when you come and tickle them, it's not very pleasant.
Okay. Anyway, ladies, this is it, and I will maybe check in a few months and let you know how we're getting on, if we're doing it consistently this autumn. But gives you an idea, gives you hopefully some inspiration. And Julian, thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
Thank you for the pain and the gain.
Thanks.
And bye.
Bye.
Bye.